I'm Dan Cox, and I'm being joined by a friend of mine that's been on the show a couple times, four-time world champ, Anthony the Body Snatcher Ford. He has been in Europe fighting for the last 3 months. Anthony, how the hell are you doing, brother?
Amazing. Thanks for having me on the show.
It's always my honor. Now, I'm going to get right to it. 3 months in Europe.
That's a lot of schnitzel, man. A lot of
Woo!
schnitzel.
That's serious schnitzel.
And it's a lot of pastries.
It is. And again, we were talking, you've got to deal with the food, obviously, but then you also have to deal with the language barrier.
Yep. We were just talking about that whole, like you haven't experienced fighting abroad until you've had to get your hair cut or you've had to go to the dentist and not speak the same language.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I'm staying here in Wales, Austria, while I'm here in Europe, and they speak German here in Austria, and I don't speak a lick of German, like nada.
Well,
I can say hello and bye and thank you.
You're doing better than me. I think I would have to get Rosetta Stone and spend however long it takes to learn the basics before I could go. I can only imagine what that would be like. And also, you've got everything is different. The people are different. The gyms are different. And we were speaking about the gyms, and sparring and stuff. What is the big difference over there that you've noticed?
So I'm here trying to like develop my skill to do more like to be able to fight in K1 rules. Because K1 is a little bit different from Muay Thai, and just because you're good at Muay Thai doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be good at K1,
Right.
as I've found out. It's been a really rough transition for me. Now, to me, when I see K1 fighters, it tends to be more karate based.
That's what I thought.
Based.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different, and the guys have a different rhythm. They have a different movement. There's a little bit more boxing involved.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is different. Even like the structure of how Europeans run a class versus how we run a class in Canada, or in Thailand. The structure of sparring, how people train, even the amount of times people come to the gym in a week. Like, it's not uncommon in Canada for people to come to the gym 5 days a week because it becomes a community and it's it's what you do, right? Whereas here, like, guys are showing up like you're only able to come to the gym maybe twice a week.
Oh wow.
Or 3 times a week.
Wow.
That's your training time. And to me that's really weird because to me, like, a gym should be open in the morning, it should be open in the evening, you should be able to train. But they don't see it the same way we do, and it's definitely different. Now there are other gyms also that do that, but just not necessarily where I am.
Right. Now we were talking a little bit about the sparring, and there are a lot of gyms. You have the old school guys where they just go in there and beat the tar out of each other. They're going full pace the whole time, and that's just the way they approach it. Now, you were talking, hey, these guys go a little bit lighter sometimes, and then you work your way up in Muay Thai maybe, but you kind of had a different experience the first day in, didn't you?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I think anytime you go to like a new gym, they're gonna be like, first beat, like it's just kind of how they. It doesn't matter where you are. It's always just like when you get the new guy sparring, you're like, oh.
Let's test it.
Yeah, let's test him. Let's see how this is gonna go. And now when you do it with me, sometimes it doesn't work out the way you wanted it to.
That's right.
But they're like, okay, we'll go really light, and I'm like, okay, and I'm expecting it to be really nice, like play sparring.
Yeah.
And the guy like throws like some big right hands down the middle and like axe kicks me in the top of the head, and I'm like, like what's going on? And all of a sudden, like as soon as he hits me like in the head with the axe kick, my like internal switch went, and I just went
fighting.
Boom.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it picked up, right? But it was one of those things where from that moment on, I realized that there wasn't a such thing as
Light.
light, right? In the same way we look at it.
Right.
And also the one thing I realized is because they train slightly differently and with different equipment, uh, that sometimes they may not mean to really hit me as hard as they are, but there isn't as much padding. Like I was telling you, we got guys that are sparring in 10 or 12-ounce gloves,
Yeah.
and that would not fly in Canada. It doesn't fly in
In
the
the
U.S.
States. Yeah.
Like, there's no way, right? Maybe if somebody's super small, like a 140 pounder, maybe you'll get away with a 14-ounce glove or something like that. But you're definitely no 10s or 12s, like no way.
No.
But here we got a heavyweight in here that spars in 12s, right? I got a light heavyweight that spars in 10s,
Yes.
and it's just one of those things where you just deal with it. And
That's you know what, that is really amazing because 16-ounce gloves are what you're going to see all the time. That's kind of standard
yeah,
for the gym. But so that does speak a lot. Now this is your last fight of this 3-month experience coming up. Now you have totally stepped out of your comfort zone, man. 100%. And that shows to me the drive and the want to become champion. You've had a great year so far, and you're moved up. You're fighting over there, and you're fighting light heavyweight. You're a middleweight, but you're dealing with some big guys in their home after eating a belly full of schnitzel. And this is a tournament. It's a 3-man or a 3-fight tournament, correct? So,
yep.
and this is tomorrow. Everything is on. Um, how do you feel physically? Are you healthy or as healthy as you can be?
Yeah,
And what do
I feel
you?
good. I feel strong. It's just it's going to be more along the lines of I think it's going to be more technical than it is going to be about my physical shape, because I feel very strong. I feel in good shape. Like, I feel ready. It's going to be more of a technical experience level because I'm going in an 8-man tournament, so 3 fights in one night against high level opposition here in Europe, and these guys are all vastly more experienced than I am at K1 rules, and it's just going to be one of those things. So really, like, I'm focusing on my first fight, which is against a guy from Spain, and he's my first thing I'm worrying about. I'm going to get through him, and then we're going to worry about the next thing.
Yep.
And and hopefully I walk away at the end with a nice big shiny belt. But like I said, right now my main focus is my first fight, get through my first guy, then we worry about the second guy.
Yep. And at the end of the day, you made this move. You put yourself in a position where you are totally uncomfortable to sharpen those skills to maybe, where you might feel you have a weak area to get the experience and to sharpen those skills. So when you get back to the States, you'll be fighting at middleweight, I assume.
Yeah, going back down to middleweight.
And
Back where I belong.
yeah, exactly. And that's going to be a welcome thing, I'm sure. Now, I'm really excited for the whole tournament format and the 3-fight a night. I love that. That is true warriors. And you're fighting it where these are the deadliest strikers on the planet. Make no mistake about it. It doesn't get better than, K1. It's scary the way these guys can throw and take. And I always am asking you, how do you take the leg kicks, Anthony? Because it blows my mind. But you're doing it. This is what you do. You're 4-time champ. You're coming back home real soon. I got to ask you, when you get off the plane, what is the first thing you're going to do?
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Tim Hortons. And I'm going to go and I'm going to get myself a real size coffee. All right.
Now the coffees are small over there in Europe, little teeny cups.
I'm going to take you on a little field trip right here.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay. This is a coffee.
Oh, good Lord. What is it? A 6-ounce cup?
Now I want to show you that, like, my finger
Yeah.
doesn't fit this bloody thing.
Okay? Holy smoke.
I should say that it's very good coffee. First of all, it
Very
is very good
strong.
coffee. So, because I know that all the Austrians are going to yell at me after they see this, but um, it's very good coffee. But it's like I sometimes I wake up in the morning and I want
A
a coffee.
large.
I know.
Yeah.
So, in Canada we got Tim Hortons, and so I want myself a large double double and a honey cruller, which is a donut, and that's gonna be the first thing I do. Second thing I'm gonna do is there's a burrito place in Guelph, Ontario, where I live, and it's like I think it's Fat Bastards, or I don't even know what it's. I can't even remember what it's called, but like this thing is huge. Like it's like the size of a small child.
Yeah.
And that's going to be definitely on my agenda as soon as I get home, and then I'll probably fly off the handle for about a week and
Yep.
relax at home
Yep.
and enjoy my teammates and my coach and just visit everybody, and then I'll be back on
In the
back
gym.
the bandwagon, getting ready for the next thing.
That's right. Now, I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it though. Have you gotten the recipe for schnitzel to bring home?
I don't know if I want to.
I,
Yeah,
I,
so I'm actually my coach Wolfgang is Austrian, and which is why I got set up here. So he is like he's like a schnitzel machine.
yeah.
Okay, so if I get back to Canada and I'm feeling nostalgic and I'm like, oh man, I just want some schnitzel. I can ask Wolfgang to make me some schnitzel. Now, there's actually a schnitzel restaurant in Guelph.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I was walking by and it was like, okay, cool. There's a schnitzel restaurant, but it's there if I want it. But I feel like I'm a little schnitzeled out.
Yeah, I can
Uh,
imagine.
yeah, there's some great stuff here though. There's some great sausage. There's great cheese. There's the pastries. Oh man, like
Yeah.
if you wanted to get fat, like legit fat,
You could
this
easily
is
do
totally where to do it, man.
it.
Like
Exactly.
you could come here and just you'd be in heaven. Just sit here and you can go out on the in town square and there's like all these like nice little outside restaurants and you can just sit outside in the beautiful summer Austrian air and have yourself a nice little mini coffee and
Yeah.
you can have them bring you whatever, and it's just absolutely awesome.
Listen, first of all, I spent probably half of my life in Canada, all over Canada. Tim Horton, not only the hockey player, we actually have Tim Hortons here in Detroit. I've got one probably less than a mile and a half from my home. So I am a big fan of Tim Hortons. So shout out to
You know,
Tim Hortons.
I got to tell you though, American Tim Hortons is different.
That's true.
It's different. I used to live in New York City, and there's a Tim Hortons about a block away from Grand Central Station. And you go out from Grand Central Station, and I used to call it Canada Corner
Yeah.
because there's a CIBC, a Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. There's a Bank of Nova Scotia, and then there's a Tim Hortons, all right in this little corner. And I was like, it's like home.
Yeah.
And I went in, and I asked the girl, I was like, can I have a double double and a honey cruller? And she looked at me like I was like I was touched,
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? And like because like Tim Hortons in Canada has like a language,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you go and you're like, can I have a double double or a triple triple or a regular? So they know what it is. Like it's a very specific language. In fact, it's even in our dictionary. If you were to go get an Oxford dictionary for Canada, you'll find like double double. It's in there.
There you go.
It's a part of Canadian culture. So when I was in New York and I went to Tim Hortons and like I walked into this Tim Hortons and you could almost hear like angels in the background as I walked in.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yes, Tim Hortons, and I got up and it was such a buzzkill to have her not know what the hell I was talking about.
Well, listen, that was your piece of home. You're
I
looking
love
at the
my little piece
bacon.
of home, and
Yeah,
you
Nova
know,
Scotia. Tim Hortons. I'm home for a little bit. Hey, how are you doing? Give me a double double, and she just kind of looked at you. I mean, it almost sounds. Listen, I don't have that vocab either. I go into Starbucks and everybody's ordering coffees and stuff, and I have not a clue what it is.
oh, Starbucks is another place. They got their own language too.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm simple. I say I want a coffee black with a lot of caffeine in it.
Yeah, coffee,
Yeah,
coffee with a side of coffee,
that's
more
it.
coffee in it.
Yeah, I'll chew on the beans if I need, but I just am looking for the caffeine. I don't need the whipped cream. I don't need caramel. I don't need this or that. I mean, sounds good, but I get right to it. I don't drink coffee for the taste. I drink it for the effects. Unfortunately, that is my vice. I have to be caffeinated as I wake up. So
Yep,
what do you do?
I'm the same way, man. If I don't have caffeine,
Yeah.
somebody's gonna die.
Now listen, you this year is you've been doing some great things. You're pushing to literally get that green belt.
Yeah.
Give everybody just an idea of what you have accomplished thus far this year.
Well, I fought for the ISKA North American title, which was kind of a big thing for me because like I really wanted that belt. So I was very lucky to be able to fight for that in West Virginia. It was also the first Muay Thai fight ever in the state of West Virginia. Um, so that was the North American title. So I'm trying to like put myself in a position where I can challenge for maybe an international title or a world title for the ISKA because they're a fairly large governing body. They're a big deal everywhere, not
Yep.
just in America. The other thing that I was able to accomplish this year was I finally got ranked by the WBC.
That's big.
And I can't even tell you how many pints and pints and pints of blood I've lost trying to get on that fucking list.
Yep.
And you know what? I won world titles and was fighting all over the world, and it felt like they were almost ignoring me.
Yeah.
And finally, I made it on the list, and I've been bumping up in ranking and in ranks as we go along. I moved up a couple of spots. And that's really my main goal for the year is to fight for that big green belt.
Yep.
And that's my main thing. For me that's a career goal, but something I want before I'm done. And it may seem silly to some people who maybe don't do what I do or maybe don't care about titles and these sorts of things. But for me it's
you got to have.
I've been working for this my whole career. I want it, and it's just right there. It's just
But do you realize though, Anthony, the fact that you went to Europe for 3 months, took yourself 100% out of your comfort zone to improve your skills. You've went in there and fought guys that are bigger than you and gotten this experience. This is the kind of dedication and hard work that it takes to be that champ. My money is on the body snatcher. I've got to say, you are a killer in there. It's great to watch you fight, Anthony. I cannot wait until you get back. And when you do get back, I want to have you on again because I want to talk about this fight that you're having tomorrow. And I want to find out about that big fat burrito.
Oh, it's brilliant. I'll take pictures of it for you because it's surreal. It's bigger than my arm.
Is it really?
It's actually bigger than my arm.
And you got a pretty big arm.
Yeah, so it's legitimately bigger than my arm. And Rocky Hyun, who's a fighter out of Guelph, Ontario. He's a current national champion fighting out of Guelph. And he introduced me to this burrito. He's like, "Hey, let's go for burritos," because he's when it comes to eating, like Rocky and me are like, it's not a good idea. Like the two of us should not ever eat together. But he brought me to this place, and it's like for a guy like me, it's like crack. Like I can't.
Yeah.
Like I could eat there every day, no problem.
You know what? That something similar like that happened to me with like a Middle Eastern, and it was chicken shawarmas and meat shawarmas,
Oh,
and oh man, and then I just had too much,
oh.
and so
You know what? I loved that stuff too until I had some shawarma in Thailand at 2 o'clock in the morning on Pattaya Beach, and
uh-oh,
I got sick as you
like
would
me, yeah,
like absolutely. Like I probably lost 4 pounds just
yep,
how sick I got, and it was like 2 days before my fight. So the day
oh,
before the fight, the day before weigh-ins, I was like, it was coming out both ends, right?
yeah,
Yeah, like
that's,
absolutely horrible. But I made weight.
and you still fought.
Now I don't care. I don't
See,
fuck with that.
that is a whole different human being right there. That says it all. Anthony, do you want to say hi to anyone? You want to thank anyone?
Yeah, I just want to thank my teammates in Guelph at Guelph MMA. Thank you guys for helping me and supporting me and being there. I want to thank my coach Wolfgang. The guy has really kind of taken me in and has done a lot for me. He's helped me get ready for these fights. I'm hoping that we can get a win tomorrow night.
Yeah.
My one of my big goals this year is to make sure that I get our gym its first professional belt. Out of that gym, they've got a lot of amateur champions and some world champions, amateur world champions. But I want to get us our first professional world title, and that means a lot to me. I want to make sure that I help put the gym on the map and and show Wolfgang and my teammates how much I appreciate them. And then I'd also like to obviously thank my sponsors, Weapon Fight Gear out of Vancouver, and Team USANA supplements, and Tiki Town Tattoos in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Hey, you got to look at when you look good, you feel good. You feel good, you do good, right?
That's it. That's
Exactly.
it. I think if it's not law, I think it's about to become law that you have to have tats in order to fight professionally.
You know, yeah, I don't know. It's probably it's if it isn't, it's an unwritten rule somewhere.
It is.
And I don't know if you can tell, but like when I shave, I look like I'm not a very scary looking person. Right?
You're dapper,
so
dapper, handsome young man, and then you take your shirt off, and people go,
yeah, it adds to it, right?
Sure it does. When you have that smile, that baby face, right, and you have the dimple, you're just faking everybody out. You look like that really nice kid and then you get in there and turn into an animal.
And the creepy thing is, I smile at people when I fight.
That is, yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, people get thrown off, but I smile, I make faces. I don't even realize I'm doing it, and then they're like.
But you know what, Anthony? In order to do what you do and to take the punishment and give the punishment, you have to really love what you're doing. It's your passion. That's why you're a four-time champ, looking to take the belt and bring it home. And I got to say, man, you're definitely one of my favorites. I really enjoy speaking with you, Anthony. You're a very intelligent man. You're an incredible fighter. You do a lot, and anything I can ever do to help, I'm always there. But I definitely want to find out. I want a picture of that big ass burrito, and we've got it. We've got to get you back on and follow this journey to finish this year up with that title fight. I really think you are on the verge of getting it. And thank you for coming on again, Anthony. I really, really appreciate it, brother.
No problem, sir. We'll talk to you soon.
We will. Everybody, I got to say, listen, for Modern Pugilist Entertainment, for everyone that supports out there, for Anthony, the Body Snatcher Ford, I'm Dan Cox. Go get yourself some schnitzel. We'll see you next time.
See you.